Oof, that got to my eye. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Sunshine and I am your internet makeup bestie. On here we spill all the DIYs, all the makeup hacks, all the makeup tea. We spill them on this channel. So if you are new, you're welcome, and let's get to class. So for today's class, I'm going to be teaching an easy to follow makeup routine. First thing I'm doing is to groom my brows, remove the excess hairs at the corners. So as you can see, I've used my foundation to cover up my tattoo brows, so we can do a new set of brows. So I'll just brush through my brow hairs and fill it in softly. I prefer to use gel liners, but if you prefer your eye pencil, you can go ahead and use your pencil, but make sure that your pencil is well sharpened. I've done the line below, and I would create a line on top and just join them together at the tip. And just like that, you've created your brow outline. I'm going to repeat the same step over here. Create a line below. Make sure that your flat brush is very thin. That helps you to create precise lines. And I'll just join it. Can you see how the both sides look? So I'm going to come back to these brows and begin to create thin hair-like strokes at the beginning to mimic my hairs. Basically filling in the places that have sparse hairs. Like this tail, there is no hair there at all, so we'll really fill it in properly towards the arc area too. Redefine this top just to make it deeper and more defined. Take it all the way down. I'll do the same for the under and take it all the way down. So fill in the hairs like we did on the other side. When you're doing this step, please be light-handed. Don't go too deep. So we'll just put in strokes as much as we can. We make it more fuller and more defined. So make sure there are no spaces in between. Fill in all the spaces in between. Just like we did on the other side, I would redefine the top to make it more deeper. And do the same to the bottom to just make it more defined. So to conceal your brows, you go in with a concealer or foundation that is one shade lighter than your skin, and you use a very flat brush, a flat angled brush, and just pick it bit by bit, as you can see me do in this video. Can you see that? Just take it bit by bit, don't rush the whole process. I just drag it down a bit because you're going to blend it into the skin. So I'm going to go in with a dense tiny brush and blend out the concealer. I didn't conceal the top of my brow because it looks neat already and there is no need to do that. But if yours needs to be concealed, please make sure you go ahead and conceal it and make it neat And to conceal the top of your brows, you would use your own skin tone foundation or concealer. Make sure it matches your skin. So we are done with the brows. To begin the eyeshadow step, I'm going to go over my eyelid with a white concealer. This will act as a primer to hold on to and to make the colors to really pop. So I'm just blending this softly into my eyelid area. I like to put a little bit of powder on my under eye area to just matte down the concealer that we used there. So I'll just put a little bit of powder there, a brighter powder to match with the concealer that we have already, before moving into my eyeshadow process. So a bit of powder. Because my skin is oily, we have to matte down every step. Then I will use a darker shade of brown for the front of the brow so that it would match in with the nose contour when we do our nose contour. A darker shade here so that it can fit into the nose contour when we do it. I'm using this old palette, which I would want to do a nude kind of eyeshadow with a bit of brown and shimmer. So I'm starting with my transition color and I'm placing this just below my brow bone and bringing it to the front. I'll go over to the other eye and repeat the same process. That's one trick that helps you to control your entire makeup look. Don't wait to finish one side before going over to the other. Whatever step you do here, you do the same thing on the other side of your eye. So I'm going with a deeper shade of brown for my outer V area. If you don't understand these terms I'm using, check my channel shorts. I have a short video there where I explained all the eyeshadow terms: the outer V, the transition, the eyelid area, waterline. Just check, you'll see a video that explains all that, so you can catch up with what we are doing. So I'm going to recreate the same process on this other side of the eye. And remember to blend to the front. Whatever you do behind, you take it to the front so that it gives you a wholesome look. I'm going to go in again with another deep brown and just darken this area a bit. As you can see, we have not placed anything on the eyelid because I prefer to finish up the back side before going to the front. So make sure to blend in every step into the other shadow colors that you have on. This deep brown, I'm just keeping it at the edge. And we blend. Go back with this our brush and blend out this eyelid area to make sure there are no creases in the concealer that we placed there. Using a nude eyeshadow there, and I'm just packing that on. Can you see? So when you are doing your eyeshadow, please don't skip the primer step. It just takes your eyeshadow from 0 to 100. I'm going to go back with my powder and just touch up this area to make sure there are no lines that demarcates the eyeshadow from the brow bone area. And we are done with our eyeshadow. Should we apply glitter or should we just leave it matte? What do you think? I prefer to use a gel liner, but if you prefer the other types of liquid liner, you can go ahead and use those ones. But I prefer this one because it's matte and it's easier to control than the liquid liner. So I'm just placing this on my lash line. Make sure to bring it as close as you can to your lash line and as thin as possible. My eye wants to tear up. I have a very sensitive eye. So I would go to the back and pick it from behind also. And from the bottom, I'll wing it out. I've gotten the angle I want, and I would fill it in. I will clean out my under eye for any eyeshadow that dropped, and I will clean up these edges also to make it nice and sharp, according to one popular makeup influencer.